Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Tuesday, the 5th of August. Um, Starting off the new month, going a little bit sideways, to be honest. But nothing too crazy. We do have some local short liquidity, just above 116k. Decent amount stacking to the downside, as we do have more longs in the market now as of right now. But yeah, we still got that heavy stuff up at like 119, 195. Uh, if we get up there, I'm gonna be looking to take a hedge short. But yeah, as of right now, we're kind of hanging on by a thread. We are kind of grinding down a little bit, and slightly a little bit of shorts coming into the market, but nothing too crazy. We still got majority long in the market as of right now, so not too much change in the data since yesterday. And we're just going to move on straight to the charts. Really, have a look at some stuff. Will UK banks follow US banks and allow fiat transfers to crypto exchanges? I I would assume so. I think they're asylum seekers, not illegal immigrants. I don't agree, but I'm now recording, so I don't want to say that stuff on YouTube. But I do disagree. Um, Let me just switch my screen and go over to the Bitcoin. Just while this loads. So yeah, we've actually closed below the weekly open as of right now. Got more longs in the market. Came up and hit resistance right around here. We need to see some holds of here or maybe a double bottom around here for any chance of a little bit more upside. But right now it's kind of just looking like we're in no man's land, to be honest. I might try and hedge along somewhere, maybe near the bottom if we do get there. But it's it's just looking a bit, still looking a bit bearish, to be honest. We actually did a bad retest there, which we kind of really needed to gain. So maybe a little bit more pain. We actually came up and hit that perfectly around 115.2. Did some wicks, closed some bad candles, and now we're coming back down. So we'll see if we can do a double bottom at the low, or maybe regain the weekly open. But it's not looking great at the moment, to be honest. We're kind of a little bit here or there. It's looking still a tiny bit not too bad on the daily. If this can just go a little bit lower and like kind of double bottom, then maybe we might see a little bit of a bounce. But yeah, this daily candle definitely has the ability to close back above the weekly open and see a little bit of a bounce, which is still what I'm hoping for, especially on some alts. ETH Bitcoin, we're still holding quite nicely. We actually had um, a nice back run up back to there. But to be honest, it's looking like a bearish retest, isn't it? So yeah, what we have right now is we have a lower high and we have a lower low from here. So it's actually not looking that great, to be honest. Does everyone think we're gonna bounce, or does everyone think we're gonna slide a little bit further? We did actually get supported by this first swing, so we actually haven't closed below there as of right now. We could definitely do some ranging in between. Whoops. Uh, Sort of this area, Feb, August, and the weekly open, which would be quite nice. But yeah, it's not it's not looking great, to be honest, for upside. Uh, and we do have more longs in the market, so yeah, just looking at it like that, we obviously haven't broken down yet, but the 4 hour is looking a little bit rough just because of these closes underneath there, and we haven't made a new high. So if we can hold the weekly open and start creating some like structure, it might start to look better. But we'll have to keep an eye on it. we'll definitely have to keep an eye on it. Not really too much change since yesterday. I mean, this had quite a nice bounce on alts. So some of them actually did quite well. And yeah, they're still kind of in buy zones, but yeah. Retest of lows or new lows? That is the big question. Lycon looking sexy. I do want to take a look for sure. Definitely we'll take a look at that. I'm leaning towards, if you put a gun to my head right now, I mean, looking at it right now, we're beneath the weekly open. We've done a bearish retest of this. We've got more longs in the market. We're in a 4-hour downtrend. You would probably say that maybe we might make a new low off here and then maybe bull div back into 111. But yeah, it's we're kind of in just no man's land, to be honest. If we like start doing some gains above there, the high that we just made uh, this morning or last night for you guys, then it will start to look better and open up the retest of like 119 where all that liquidity is that I showed you at the start, which would be nice. But yeah, it's just looking a bit, it's looking a bit rough, to be honest. ETH again. It's a very clear 4-hour downtrend. We made a new low off here, there, and we're finding resistance on the August level with some hidden bearish, which means continuation of the trend. This definitely has the ability to hold something like the weekly open, or maybe even a bottom around the yearly and Feb, and potentially bull div. But that's definitely a breakdown if we just take all of these off. And I'll take the brushes off as well. Yeah. It's not looking great. It's not looking great. If we just put that on as well, where did it come up to? Yeah, we came up to 618, which is pretty bearish. That's quite bearish. Some hidden bearish. I might try and get some shorts in because I'm still quite long. But again, on alts, we are in a lot of buy levels as well, so I kind of gonna try and cover both sides, to be honest, which would be nice. That we came down and retested the exact lows. Anyway, let's have a look at Litecoin. No, not market cap. USD. Ooh. Oh, damn. That's had a really nice pump, hasn't it? Actually closed a new daily candle above with some hidden bullish down there. That's nice. I like that quite a lot. This is looking quite good actually. This was definitely like bull flagging down to support, hidden bull dived, bang, had a nice little pop. We're above that. Yo, not bad. Where's the we are up at the band and there is heavy resistance up above. Let's have a look at the 4-hour. Yeah, we're above these levels. We're struggling with the daily open and this high right now. We've got a red dot, which means we're super overbought. We've wicked into the band once. I reckon we could come down and test the weekly open on this, and then that might actually be the higher low. From here, bang, higher low, continue up all the way up into resistance. So there could be a decent long trade on here, which is about 15%, if we do come back down to those levels. Are you in any trades at the moment on this? This also, we've got the nice bullish divergences here. From there, regained the August level, and we had some nice retail stablecoin demand change as well right at the bottom. right there. That was like, yeah, that was literally the bottom there. So yeah, we're just probably gonna have a little stop off around here on Litecoin. Bullish for Dogecoin. Oh, I was looking at Dogecoin as well and Whiff. So the Doge. So came down and did a nice test of there. We've actually regained and made a little bit of a new high from here. Just from this structure in here, which is quite nice. Potentially doing a bullish backtest of this area and maybe even the weekly open if the opportunity arises. Uh, yeah, that doesn't look that bad, you know. That actually looks quite good. It's just whether we do like a nice bullish retest or we come down and retest the lows again and maybe do like a double bottom, or maybe we even go a little bit lower and then bullishly diverge on the oscillators. Let's have a look at this on the daily time frame. So yeah, an equal close. That actually daily close wasn't that bad as well. Regain. It's not looking bad potentially for a bounce up. Still, maybe up to there. One thing that I was looking at as well is whiff. Which again, it looks quite similar to Dogecoin. Came all the way down into support, made a little bit of a new high off here, slightly up there, come back down and retesting down into Q3 in June. If we can make a higher low here, potentially you're looking at coming up to like $1, which might make for a decent trade, and then we could sort of carve out the structure again. If we do make a new low and then sort of like start coming back up, we might bull div on the oscillators, and it also could make for a decent long as well. But it's looking, Bitcoin's looking a bit bearish, and altcoins are looking like they could bounce, which is a bit interesting. There's definitely a split between the two as of right now. Some of these coins are at definitely like good levels. Like we were talking about 330 on Tau. This has done a nice bullish retest as well. Let me just take off all of these. This has done a nice bullish retest, and then if we can start like going like that, it might go up back up towards the highs. Bullish for Dogecoin, retest of the lows or new lows. We'll have to see. We'll definitely have to see. There are more longs in the market though, so I think we have to be careful at this time. But I am cautiously long. Like I'm long on Farcoin, I'm long on Injective still, I'm long on Suisu. Farcoin actually had a nice bounce all the way up to the Q4. Let's get a different chart on this. So yeah, I'm just looking at this area as being support now, and an area where I'm going to load up. Well, I did load up already, but yeah, still an area where I want to load up more. And we also have like crazy support down here as well that we created all the way back at the end of June. So yeah, what's hype doing? Yeah, again, hype sort of similar. I'm actually long on hype at the moment. Is everyone long though? This is what's sketching me out a bit. I feel like everyone's long, so it's just like, oh, we could see a little bit of more pain, especially for all of us as well. I feel like everyone is long as fuck. Everyone's long on Bitcoin. I mean, we've got more longs on Bitcoin. Everyone's long on altcoins. It's just a recipe for more pain, isn't it? And then, but again, looking at some of these charts, we're in the bounce zones for sure. Like bounce zone. Even if we bounce and don't make a new high, like, yeah. This is also printing an oversold dot on the oscillator as of right now as well, hype, which is actually quite nice to see. Again, we've closed some candles below the 12 hour, but then it can definitely have a little bit of a bounce and then bit indecisive actually to be honest, me on the market as of right now. I am long, but yeah, I would like to get some shorts up a little bit higher because I don't really feel that comfortable shorting right now. Just because I feel like we're in the bounce zone on a lot of things. Like if we do bounce, we come back up to here, I'm going to be more confident taking some hedges, especially as I'm in some longs right now. So I'm going to just stick to that plan, even though, I mean, it does look rough on a few things. I mean, we talked about 20 cent on Dodge ages ago. This must have been like a couple weeks ago at least, saying that was an area of interest for me. And we're there, so again, this has done some sneaky closes below though, so if I put that on and take auto charting off, it has made a new low. So what I'm talking about for the bounce trades is we had a nice regain, bullish retest, we bounce back up, and that's when we get our shorts in. And then on the way down, we either do a higher low or we make a new low back to the giga buy zones that we've been talking about for a while. And these are going to be all the like the daily stubers like down here. And that happens maybe like in September, and then we get the last big like 2 month pop off towards the end of the year. That's what I'm thinking. Potentially, like in general on the market, because that was a nice regain. We're above the weekly open, yeah, bounce, bang, and then we either just do some structure, or we come all the way down and then do some bullish retest, and then. But yeah, not really too much change since yesterday. Definitely some chances to get some longs on. Like this Doge doesn't look too bad. Let's go on the hourly and see what's happening. Yeah, see, we made a nice new high off here. Closed some candles above, coming back down to support, bullish retest as of right now. Lots of support down in here. What's the range on this? About 2% range. You know, I'm happy to take up on something like that. You could like ladder in some bids, some light ones here, and then some heavy ones down here. And then if you get like a nice like wick, and then that, then it just starts looking good. Especially if you regain August, and then your stop can be below here. If you get stopped out, you can try again at the lows, or just not. That's not too bad. I quite like that risk as well. Maybe put it on 4x and just chill. But yeah, not really too much changes from yesterday. Thanks, have to leave. See you tomorrow. Yeah, see you later. I don't really have that much to talk about. I don't really know what's going on, so I'll just flick through some alts that we're not long on. So for example, let's do Popcat. Let's do some of these like shitties. Popcat. Let's just get the XE chart. Again, doing something quite similar. Currently a little bit of support around the Q3 in the weekly open. Definitely could maybe take a little punt. Obviously, you want to have your stop around there, maybe, in case of a nasty little wick. But in general, In general, I want us to bounce, and I want us to bounce at least up to like somewhere in here, and then I can hedge. Because then I can short, and then, yeah, just have like loads of positions that are going both ways. But what's max pain? What we're talking about max pain is if we just fail now, because everyone's long. So it's kind of making me, sketching me out a little bit. I hate it when it's like this. Let's have a look at. I'm probably sounding really indecisive at the moment, but in general, I'm looking to long for a bounce. But I'm not going too crazy on my longs. What's happening with render? Yes. Hmm. Oh shit, I've done so much trying on this. Yeah, this is actually nearly done what we were talking about on some of the daily charts. So actually it kind of has the full daily retrace. I mean, you could even extend this a little bit lower to like even down here. But it's basically done the daily retrace and filled the fair value gap all the way from back at the start of July. We're nearly at the bullish, the bottom of the combination band as well. So it's like it's just it's looking like bounce zone, to be honest. We've had an initial nice little bounce. Hopefully we can get higher low and come up and test like here at least, which would also be the underside of that, around $4. Yeah, something like that. I don't mind. I've got way too many lines on that chart. What's happening with things like Chill Guy? Some of these shutties. Again, yeah, that needs to hold here, doesn't it? We look like we are trying to do it, so we've done a little close below, done a regain. This is where you need to bounce basically. On a lot of these alts, you need to bounce here and start regaining some stuff. Otherwise, it's gonna start looking really nasty. I'm gonna start doing like that and getting everyone out of their positions because we're all super long right now. I am in a Brett position. I did forget to talk about this yesterday. Um, no. Dot P. Yeah, that's good. I am in a Brett position, I think. From around, yeah. We did just drop into some of my orders, which I had set from here a while ago. And this is kind of what you wanted to see on a lot of these alts. You wanted to see the nice retrace and a big bounce back above. And we've actually done that and retested that perfectly. So this is something that's not looking too bad as well. Um, if we can hold here, like right where we're holding, it's going to start looking really good to come up and test here. That's quite actually one nice trade that I did catch from the weekend. I mean, others got stopped out, and I was a bit too hasty on them. But yeah, per again, we did talk about per potentially going down to 14 cent or 441. That's actually, this is not the right chart. Per two. Yeah, so we did talk about retesting sort of here, this area, and we basically nearly hit 4-1 to a T. We hit 4-1-4-2-5 basically. And as of right now, again, we need to hold here, pretty much where we're holding, to see some tests of the upside, which is going to be August, and then we'll see what happens. Which again, we're at the bounce zone. It's looking like we're holding as of right now, but everyone's long, so we could just do one more, do something really nasty, get everyone out of their positions, and then it looks like we're failing them. So, what is everyone else thinking? I would like to hear your thoughts because, oh, hold on, before I hear your thoughts, everyone feel free to come up into the stage as well because I don't really have too much. There's not really that much change from yesterday. We're still at the levels to potentially buy for a bounce. You know, there's still more longs in the market in general, so it's still pretty much the same as yesterday. I know a lot. Excuse me. I know a lot of people. Let me just get a cigarette. I know a lot of people were talking about Trio yesterday, so um, it looks like someone has bought this. It looks like someone has actually tried to give this a little bit of life, which is quite funny. And I don't really have any updates on this coin at all. It just looks pretty dead. Um, the first sign of life is going to be a test of here. I mean, you guys know this. A test of here, and then a higher low, or like just something that makes us regain this. And if we can regain 50 cents, I mean, my buy price is not crazy. I think I bought some at $1, I bought some at 1.5 and stuff like that. So if we can regain 50 cents, I'm happy to like buy back into the project and get my like entry price that back down. But yeah, it's not pretty. It's not pretty at all. I know some people are super underwater at this, which kind of hurts. Let's have a look at Pump Fun. Pump Fun's right at resistance. This actually looks like it wants to break out. Is that right? I mean, yeah, that's pretty bang on. I mean, we can put it on the 4 hour actually and see that we've closed a 4 hour candle above that. It's looking like it wants to do the thing. We've also got a bullish test of the low swing here, which is nice. This looks like it wants to break out. I wouldn't long this just now, but if you get like a little spike, you could potentially like do a little play up to there. What would that be? Not bad if it were to do that. I don't really want to fuck with that at all. What else have we got? Another thing that looks like we're kind of failing levels. If Bohm does come back down into main Q3, I might be a buyer. If it does the full 886 down there, I think I'm going to be a buyer on this, which is maybe what's going to happen on a lot of this stuff. We're going to just do one more, get everyone out of their positions, and then we'll start like doing, you know. So yeah, I guess it's just I'm long for the potential bounce, but I'm also a bit cautious and I have some stops. And my sizes are not crazy at the moment. I'm just taking it easy as of right now. But yeah, I am long. Yo, what's happening, Blood Boat? Anyone want to come up to the stage today and have a little chat? Say a little something. Say your thoughts on the market, what we got. It's not really too much changes since yesterday. I mean, I'm still, again, I feel like I keep repeating myself. I'm long for the bounce, but we do have more longs in the market. And some things aren't holding that well. Let's have a look at Solana. I haven't actually checked Solana in a while. I mean, this could technically, again, do one more and still be in the buy zone. We don't want to start losing that May level there. That's what we really don't want to see. We did close a candle below here as of right now. I have regained the weekly open, so we could see a little bit of a bounce again. It's kind of the same as most other alts as of right now. Where's the August level as well on the 4 hour? August level's there. Might grind up a little bit more and then see what happens. What's B&B doing? B&B's chilling. That actually looks quite bullish. Not right now, but if it were to come back down into here, that could also be a decent play as well. So yeah, a little bit indecisive as of right now. I think ETH does. If I, it's weird because ETH and Bitcoin looks slightly more bearish, and all the other alts have done their dumps already and are in buy zones like Popcats in the buy zone, Fartcoin, Hypes, stuff like that. But then again, we could do more down into the full-on daily like swing, like daily Stuber swings. This needs to hold for my trade, and then go up to here. Then I'll take my profit and just run and just chill. But yeah, not too much change, not too much to talk about. Potentially, like for example, like I showed you on Doge, if the risk is right, you can. Let me just go down to hourly. You can catch a little long from around where we are right now, and just set the stop at like 2%. Maybe go on 4x, not 5x, and just hope that we do some basing structure and get a nice little bounce to retest some levels higher. But yeah, that's the gist. I'm long on hype. I'm long on Fartcoin. Again, yeah. Litecoin actually looks really good as well at the moment. Pump looked quite interesting. And yeah, I'm not really trying to fuck with too many other things at the moment. I'm trying to keep it quite tight. What's happening with AVAX? Because we did look at that yesterday. Yeah, AVAX had a nice little bounce actually. Is this going to load? Yeah, it's going to load. We got near to the band. Very, very close. Come on, AI charting tools, please, sir. Yeah, that looks like it might come down and back retest lower again. But yeah, I mean, still a waiting game. I'm in my longs. I want the bounce. And yeah, if we get a bit higher, I'm gonna look for a place to hedge short as well. So yeah, if no one's got anything to talk about, I might just leave it here for today because I feel like there's not a lot going on. There's not a lot going on, and it's kind of this very similar on a lot of alts. We need to put in a higher low here and hold to have a little bit of a bounce higher. Where if we get a bit higher, I'm gonna start hedging, and then if we come back down and support, then I'll take some profit, and we might go for the highs. But yeah, Bitcoin ETH looking a little bit more bearish than I would like. But yeah, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Anyway, bit of a boring one today, to be honest, because there's not really been much change at all on the charts. Some look for alts that have actually done nice new highs on the hourly or the 4 hour, and have come back down and are holding sort of like weekly opens and stuff like that. If the risk's fine, like 2% raw below the hourly structure, then you can take a little bit of a punt for a potential bounce up. Just be cautious. We've got more longs in the market, and Bitcoin and ETH are looking a little bit more bearish than I would like. But we could definitely come up and see like a bounce all the way up to here to clear all of this stuff. That's looking like it's trying to regain the weekly open as well. So yeah, retest weekly open, get the bounce, bang. And yeah, still not looking too bad on the daily time frame. I mean, Bitcoin on the daily time frame looks fine to me. We don't want to start we don't want to start doing some nasty stuff under here. So if we do one more push down, we kind of want to see like some nice wicks and then a really nice bounce back up, higher low, start doing something like that, you know. But this could definitely range for a while between here and like here. And then ETH Bitcoin, all we want to see is the hold above 3. But there are some warning signs on this as well. But yeah, looks kind of neither here nor there at the moment. So yeah, I think I'll leave it there if no one's got anything else. What is anyone long on anything? Is anyone potentially looking to enter a trade on any altcoin? I'm thinking about Doge. I maybe did just catch a little something on Whiff. But again, it's not looking like amazing. We did just bearishly retest that weekly open. I wanted us to hold the weekly open here, or in between there, and then start doing something like that. So it's, yeah, I might even just exit this and maybe get something at the lows like for a double bottom, or try Doge instead, which has a better structure and a little bit better risk, which also Litecoin is running. So yeah, that's something that's a little bit more interesting to me. Internet, please. Come on.